Hey everyone, this is Steve Weintraub with Collider, and I'm here at TIFF in our media center. I want to give a huge thank you to Campari for being our sponsor. It allows us to cover all the movies of TIFF and allows us to talk to you guys about adulthood. How are you doing?
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Great. It's great to see both of you. I really want to start with congratulations on the movie. I love watching things that have twists and turns that I do not see coming, and this is one of those movies.
Good.
That I think that the audience will be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You know. But no one has seen it yet, and so I hate asking this, but how have you been describing it to people?
I mean, it's a very dark comedy about the impossibility of being an adult in modern life, right? That's really how I describe it.
100% accurate. Told through the prism of like a noir Coen Brothers-esque escapade, in which one bad choice leads to doubling down again and again on a series of bad choices from which there's no return.
How quickly things can go wrong and go from wrong to more wrong in today's world.
Well, one of the things about the film, and I saw a number of films at TIFF this year that sort of deal with it, about how you can be a good person, and this film again shows how like you could be put in a predicament where you do want to make the bad choice because it's sort of like the choice you have to make to protect your family. And can you sort of talk about that aspect, that how quickly, and again, Coen-esque?
Yeah, I mean, Coen also, even further back, Hitchcock is, and sort of the origins of noir, the idea, noir was always sort of evolved out of this idea of someone who means well, who gets pulled into a dark situation. And that has a lot to do with fate and the complexities and travails of modern life. So the idea of being able to do that and work with Josh, this incredible cast, and mind the comedy of that, even when it gets pitch black, it's still funny. That was really important to me because the themes are actually quite dark, but the genre itself allows you to have fun with it.
Well, one of the things is it's really, and you guys both know this, it's really hard to make a movie right now. It feels like it's harder than it's ever been. So how the F did you pull this one off?
It's still shocking to me that we did.
Yeah.
It's harder to make movies now more than ever. B, it's almost impossible to make movies like this that are sort of quasi-independent films.
For grown-ups.
Yeah. But I think the script matched with this director was such a draw for all of us. And when I received the script, I immediately called up my team and I'm like, this is my next project. I want to do this. It's, part of it was that it was just such a batshit crazy story that spoke to me from a character perspective. But really the other part was I've been obsessed with Alex as a documentarian forever. I've been obsessed with Alex as an actor forever. And the draw to get to work with him alongside such an extraordinary cast, including Billy Lord, Kaya Scodelario, and Anthony Kerrigan, was just like, yes, sign me up today. But it's getting increasingly hard, and it makes festivals like TIFF that much more important now, because otherwise there really is no means by which an audience can discover these movies. It's becoming increasingly difficult.
I mean, I've been an independent filmmaker my whole life, and so I got to a point where I hadn't made a narrative in a while. And my docs are usually independent, even if they end up on HBO or wherever they get distributed. So I have like a pretty good team at sort of finding finance and building things. So I wanted to make a manageable, small movie that was cast driven, that was still cinematic. This genre is perfect for that. So we found a script, we developed it over time, got it to where we wanted, and then put cast together. Josh was really helpful early on. And the point is, it kind of takes a village a little bit to get these things done. But, I put it together the same way I had to put anything together going back to the 90s with like foreign pre-sales, and like just got very clever about it. And my feeling is, like, if you really want to make something and you're willing to put the legwork in, it's doable, but it has to be, it has to make sense.
Sure. Was it Josh's work in the 2008 hit The Rocker that led to his performance, to getting cast in this?
Well, I've been a Josh fan from the jump, and I'm a theater person, so I love all that stuff.
The Rocker.
Yeah.
The Rocker it was my calling card.
Yeah.
What's really funny,
it's still your calling card.
It's still my calling
We
card.
all got copies of it on set.
Yeah.
He shows up day one. Here's your copy that was true to his reputation. I got my copy of The Rocker.
Do you know what's funny about The Rocker? It is a cult classic now. such a crazy.
I'm going to tell you the reason why I brought it up though is because that the first time I interviewed Josh was for The Rocker. He doesn't remember this in 2008, and it was Collider had started in 2005, and it was one of like my first. It was near the beginning of like getting to do roundtable interviews or press conferences. And I remember that because what people don't realize about The Rocker, and I'm going to single it out,
All-star cast.
It's a fucking crazy cast.
A crazy cast.
It is like a murderer's row of talent that went on to huge things.
It's wild. Yeah. James Gandolfini, God bless his soul, used to call The Rocker his favorite film, which is such a crazy thing to attach to that movie. But it was like Emma Stone, Rainn Wilson, Jason Sudeikis, Bradley Cooper, Will Arnett, Fred Armisen. It was nuts. It really was.
Yes. And I think Christina
Applegate, Jane Lynch, Jeff Gar. Like, it's just a crazy.
That's what I mean.
Ansari. It was nuts.
Again, that's what I mean. It's one of those films where, anyway, I'm glad I got to bring this up in this interview.
Anyway, yes, that's what led to me being cast.
Yeah.
In this.
I was a little disappointed he didn't come in character, which is really what I was hoping for.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
why do I need to learn to play the keys for this movie? It doesn't really track.
So one of the things I'm going to ask you, I'm diverging for a second if you don't mind.
Please diverge.
So one of the things is that you've had such an amazing career in front of and behind the camera, but I just want to go backwards because I love Lost Boys.
Back to The Rocker? Oh, okay. No. Further back.
Yeah, further back. And I know this is
all going to be about The Rocker.
But like, how often do people want to talk to you about that film? Because when you're making something, you really don't know if it's going to stand the test of time. You don't.
That is a grand understatement.
Yeah, like you make. So I'm curious. You're making Lost Boys. During the shoot, were you like, oh, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be something that people talk about decades later? Or when did you realize this is like, oh my God?
Okay. It's a tricky thing because, I started in the business very young. So I would do shows or whatever, and like I did Broadway shows as a kid, and some of them had a lot of gravitas attached to them, and you're like, this is going to be a hit. And then you open in previews, and it's a complete disaster, and everyone freaks out, and you work, and you hopefully get it back to being a hit or whatever. So even by when I did Lost Boys, I knew that making things do well took incredible effort. But it's a weird thing with Lost Boys. I was talking to Josh about this earlier because Joel I do remember walking onto the set of that movie when I went up to, now first Marion Doherty cast me, who was a legend. So like there was this whole sweep to the whole process that just felt a bit more special, but it was impossible to tell what the hell the movie was, even when you were acting in it. Like the script I had, I was a motorcycle riding guy. That's like they only auditioned people who rode, and I thought I was going to be in like looking like Brando in The Wild One, right? Like I thought I was going to have a leather jacket and a Triumph, and I get to wardrobe and I'm like getting this assless leather chaps and like and then they're like taking me to makeup and they're putting like this blowing out my hair and like putting like big stripes on my face. I'm like, what did I sign? Like, how do I get out of this movie? Like, what did I sign on for? And the first night I got to Santa Cruz, my very first night stepping off into the thing was the night they were shooting Tim Capello's oiled up sax scene on the beach. Oh my God. And I literally like walked down to the beach to watch them shoot the scene. I'm like, Jesus H Christ, like what is this movie I'm even in?
I would venture to say that is the most quintessential 1980s sequence.
Truly.
To this day. It is just outside of Flashdance.
To even watch it live was like tripping on acid. Yeah. I mean, it was like, what on God's green earth? So, but it was a weird thing because we didn't know if the film would be good. We didn't really even quite know what we were in, even though we trusted Joel and his vision. But you knew you were in something special. And it's probably the only thing I've ever done where I felt that way, where I was like, I don't know how this will do, but it feels like we've just done something special. Even when we did the Bill and Ted's, we were like, no one's ever going to see this shit, ever. Like Keanu and I would laugh before taking me like, well, enjoy yourself because no one's ever going to see this besides the DP behind the camera. So it doesn't matter what you do.
We'll have 3 films later.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like I've spoken to so many people and, they're making something and they're like, oh yeah, this is going straight to video, like, or it's going to be buried.
Yeah.
And then it becomes something, let me give you a quick example. And I don't mean to put myself in this. Lionsgate bought John Wick and they were going to put it straight to DVD. And I remember went to a screening they had a few of us watch it very early. And
Did you go to the Beyond Fest? Because I went to the Beyond Fest screening.
I saw it before the Beyond Fest screening.
I went with Keanu to the Beyond Fest screening, And even like I was sitting next to him, we were both like, the audience went completely apeshit. It was like, okay, I think you're going to be okay.
So they bought it.
Yeah.
And I went to a screening room at Lionsgate, and they showed it to 4 of us and some executives. And I was halfway through the movie, again, before Beyond Fest, halfway through the movie, and I remember thinking to myself, what the fuck this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, all I knew about it was Keanu plays a hitman.
Yeah.
And because there was nothing behind the movie.
That's right.
And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is incredible. And then it became, what it is.
But I mean, when you did Frozen, I mean, there's certain things that, come on. You must have known that was going to.
I truly thought Frozen was going to be an afterthought.
No way.
I really did.
Really?
To the point that when it was coming out, because this was like, Disney hadn't yet had that like second resurgence.
Right.
So Tangled did well. It did really well.
Yeah, I guess
but
that's
it was
true.
sort of like just still this kind of nebulous, like, will Disney movies ever reach the level of like that second golden age of Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin and Lion King?
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, it'll be like, it'll
guess
come
that's
out,
true.
people will like it. And it wasn't until like that first weekend right after that first weekend, when I started to like hear people playing Let It Go in their cars and singing it, that I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But you never really
don't know. You really don't.
Book of Mormon I thought was going to close
Right.
2 months in.
Yeah, but that had
literally.
such a labyrinthine ramp
Yes,
up too.
yeah.
So
Think about Netflix right now and K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing it's the exact trajectory of Squid Game. They didn't know what they had.
Yeah.
They released it. It became this fucking huge
The
phenomenon.
studio behind it was like, have it.
Yeah.
Like take it.
But that's what I mean. Like, because I remember the point is, like, you never know
No,
what
you
the
don't know.
audiences are going to,
You have no idea.
get
Yeah.
onto. I have to, of course, you brought up Frozen, and I know that you guys are working on another one right now. What can you tease people? Have you started recording? Have you heard songs?
We have not started recording. We have not heard songs yet. I was lucky enough to get sort of a preview of what the movie is, and it's going to be worth the wait. It's pretty extraordinary what they're doing. Pretty extraordinary, and it's for me. My whole thing was, don't do a sequel unless there's a reason to do a sequel. If you have a story worth telling, then call us up and let's do it. And to Jennifer Lee's credit, she really took that note and gave herself that note, I think, and has created something that's going to be worth the wait.
Aren't they? I could be wrong about this, but aren't they making 2? Like, aren't there 2 Frozen movies?
That is above my pay grade. I think what they've announced is what they've announced, that there is a Frozen 3 and 4 in the works. The story that I've been kind of previewed is the grandest story we've ever done. So I anticipate it's going to be a little too much for one movie.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I was going to say, like, because I think they've announced Frozen 3 and 4. And in my opinion, when you do that, it's sort of like, you can end on a cliffhanger, or that the next one's coming. So it's like you have a massive story and you just cut it in 2.
Well, when people see Olaf get assassinated, I think it's going to raise a lot of questions that are going to have to be answered. So I think
Josh insisted that Frozen 4 have an entire rocker theme.
Yeah,
So,
I want to go back to my roots, my calling card.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to do it.
I do have more questions. You are getting ready to do Spaceballs 2. What can you tease people about? What can you tease people about the movie, which I honestly can't believe is finally happening?
I keep getting, it's so funny because every question about Spaceballs 2 is prefaced with that. And I have to be honest with you, I can't believe it's actually happening. I pitched it to Mel Brooks 3 years ago. The fact that we are at the end of pre-production, I'm literally leaving. You're the first person I'm telling this. I'm leaving TIFF to fly to Australia to start shooting the movie. We're shooting in Australia, and beyond that, I can't say anything without getting legal Amazon representatives to knock on my door. But
can I actually ask you a question? How much are you guys filming on sound stages, and how much are you filming on location? And are you a little bit concerned because nowadays, if you're on location, like people, photograph or take video of so much stuff?
We're always hypersensitive to that and aware of it. We're gonna do, I would say, an even mix that would probably represent what Mel did on the first film. Because it is a Star Wars-esque film, it requires some vista shots, which we're doing, and it requires some spaceship shots, which we're doing. So, I have literally, along with my co-writers Dan and Benji and my brilliant director Josh Greenbaum, we've immersed ourselves in not only all things Star Wars and all things pop culture. We have gone back to rewatch every Mel Brooks movie probably 5
much
times.
fun. What a great excuse.
And just truly, and just study not only Spaceballs, but study what quintessentially makes a Mel movie, from Young Frankenstein to Blazing Saddles to The Producers to Robin Hood Men in Tights. There's a thing that makes those movies so distinctly unique. They are not Zucker Abrams films, which are brilliant. They are not scary movies, which are brilliant. They are Mel Brooks movies. And the characters in those movies are equally iconic to the genre that they are spoofing. Dr. Frankenstein and Igor are, I think, as iconic as the monster from the Universal film and Igor. And so we are really taking that to heart with regard to not only our legacy characters, but the new characters that we're introducing.
Thank you for that answer. Alex, you are getting ready. You're days away from being on Broadway with Keanu.
Don't do it, man.
Yeah, I actually quit this morning.
Don't do it. It's a lot of work.
So for people that are actually just hearing about this, what can you tell people about the play and why you guys wanted to do it?
Well, we've been wanting to find something to do that wasn't Bill and Ted together for a while. We both come from theater. I spent my whole childhood on stage, and he's done a lot of theater. So we both love the play and love that era of theater, the sort of absurdist theater of that period, 40s, 50s, 60s. So it was a great opportunity. Once Jamie Lloyd said yes, which was about 3 years ago, we actually started concepting and working on it 3 years ago. So we've had quite a bit of time to wrap our heads around this thing, which is a monster to do. But it's,
are you doing 8 shows a week?
8 shows a week, yeah. Yeah, for until January, mid-January, and
you just have an intermission.
We have an intermission. It's built into the story, so you kind of have to have the intermission, which is a saving grace. But Jamie Lloyd's, he's really brilliant. He's every bit as deserving of his reputation, and it's been a joy to work with him and the other cast members that we have. Brandon Durden and Michael Patrick Thornton are incredible. So I feel very grateful. I mean, we have a lot to do. We're working, other than being here, I'm working 7 days a week right now. So it's kind of all hands on deck.
I was going to say, is this like the wrong timing for TIFF?
To Josh's point, I spent many years putting this movie together and getting up on his feet and making it and being able to present it here.
Sure.
One of my favorite festivals in the world. I can't say I'm anything other than very grateful. And, to be at Thompson Hall and like that massive screen in a couple of nights. We have amazing sound in this film, and like I can't wait to hear that sound there. So no, I'm actually super excited.
I haven't seen the film yet.
Yeah.
No,
it's a great way to see it.
With an audience for the first time.
He doesn't know that he's actually not in it anymore.
I keep hearing murmurs that I've been cut out of it, so I'm very excited to just watch The Rocker on my iPhone.
Kaya watches The Rocker in a few scenes in the film now. That's
an homage.
How you appear.
I am. Also, you do, as we talked earlier, you've done so many good docs.
Oh, thank you.
How many are you working on? Some now? Or?
I mean, honestly, I am working on this movie and my play. And it's so important to me to launch this movie properly and to get it out. We're going to be U.S., and Canada, and then we're going to be Europe, and a little later in the year. All of that takes work when it's an independent film, and I like that, embrace all that. So sort of platforming adulthood and working on the play is literally all I'm doing at the moment.
Another question for you, if you don't mind. I think you're in some sort of Marvel show. I think it's called the Wonder Man. Is it called the Wonder?
Yeah, I think it's called. Comment on this. I don't. It's Marvel's another one I don't want to cross. What can I say? I'm very excited about Wonder Man. I think it sounds like a great project, and Love the sound of it. Looks cool.
Very diplomatic.
I heard it turned out really well.
I have heard it's phenomenal from numerous people, actually. Not that I'm a part of it or not a part of it, but people very high up tell me that it's a really, really, really brilliant series.
What, and I have to do a follow up with you. Like every time I read the trades or look at social media, whatever, you work like 7 days a week, 24/7. Like you're involved in so many things. So but what is it like for you? Because you have really won a lottery in terms of.
I have won the lottery. What it is like for me is the greatest gift on earth. I get paid to play. And I don't take it for granted. Like Alex right now, I am singularly focused on premiering this and getting Spaceballs up on its feet. And that is like truly my focus, and also working to prep the Chris Farley movie. But I'm always grateful that I get to do what I do. And I'm beyond grateful that I get to work with idols. Like Alex is literally one of the defining features of my childhood. Lost Boys was the first horror movie that I ever saw. Fuck my brothers for frightening me at such a young age. And it also introduced me to The Doors, one of my favorite bands.
Yep.
But I'm always pinching myself. I'm just grateful that I get to do this, that I get to work with exemplary people in their fields and get to play with childhood toys like Spaceballs.
Or like Bill and Ted toys.
Bill and Ted toys. I'm begging him to put me in the fourth one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just as like Napoleon or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea. I actually have no idea if there would ever be another one. Is there the possibility, or
there's always a possibility.
Face the Music is a masterpiece. For those who have not yet watched it, it's on Amazon. It is so good.
Thanks. We worked our asses off on that movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, is it Amazon that's making Spaceballs?
Amazon owns MGM. MGM made the first Spaceball, so we're doing an Amazon.
And so and it's going theatrical.
It's going theatrical. The script demands it, and so it is going theatrical, coming out in 2027. Yeah.
That's exciting.
I can't. Yeah.
No, it was wild to see the response to just the announcement, the dumb announcement that we did. Yeah. I'm so excited that people are so excited.
But I mean, it's also like, it's one of those that I never thought there was going to be another one.
Neither did Rick, neither did Mel, neither did Bill. Nobody did.
Yeah. I have to stop with you guys. Right. I'm just going to say, I really mean it. Congrats on being here. Thank you both so much for coming in. And I really hope you have an awesome TIFF.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.